Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now. We had to end our TikTok live a little early because my phone was dying. But we'll do it tomorrow. We were doing it in honor of Donald Trump's trip to China. China. We're going live on TikTok. And so we'll do that tomorrow. He's supposed to be departing today, and I think he's taking a bunch of business leaders with him, isn't he? Didn't I see something about that? Which is crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But it'll be good. It's also good for the Middle East situation. Because China has been urging Iran, who they've essentially been in bed with, to go ahead and bring this thing to a halt. So Donald Trump may very well get over there and say, "Listen, President Xi, you're gonna have to tell the mullahs to chill out, chill out." Donald Trump seems to be wanting to start back up Operation Project Freedom, which is escorting ships in and out of the Gulf of Oman through the Strait of Hormuz. But at the end of the day, the reason I think he hasn't just outright done it is because many of these other countries are deciding to come to the United States and get oil from us and take it back to their refineries and produce their own gas, which is going to be huge. And I really think that that's what I think that's what the president wants. I think he wants to put us in a position where the world is less reliant on Middle East oil and gas, at least for the time being, as far as, oil and gas that's got to go through the Strait of Hormuz. Just to think, man, that the whole thing hinges on this one little strip of water. Literally, that's all it is. It's just the fact that the map lays out like that is what's causing all of this. Because if it weren't for Iran's ability to shoot at ships as they go by, they don't have the ability to close the Strait of Hormuz. I want to make that clear. I feel like that gets lost in the weeds. They don't have the ability to close the Strait of Hormuz. They simply have the ability to convince ships not to drive through there because they might shoot at them. All right? That's different than saying, "Oh, we've officially closed it and you've got to follow our directions." They're threatening people. And so what you have is a situation where the rest of the world is looking to the U.S. and saying, whether or not they agree with what Trump is doing, they've still got to get oil into their country. And they're like, maybe it's just easier if we go this route. We start getting it from the U.S. or we start getting it from Venezuela, because it's just not worth it to have to deal with this. Even if it's an issue that pops up in the future, we don't want to have to deal with it. So beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I promise you. I promise you. Outside of all the negativity, outside all the Trump hating and people mad about gas and everything else, which is, the gas is understandable. I don't like the gas being high either. I'm fortunate enough to not drive a big rig or work a job where I have to travel all the time and pay my own way. But at the same time, I'm not happy about it. Okay. So I don't want anybody to be confused on that front. I just think, as I look at this stuff every day for my job, for a living, I'm watching things play out in a way that is going to be beneficial for everybody. And once the full picture is painted, we're all going to be able to take a step back and say to ourselves, okay, this is good. Glad he did that. It was worth the little bit of pain at the pump. We still haven't reached, here in Alabama, the Biden highs, which was, I actually looked it up the other day, the highest recorded gas price in the state of Alabama was from 2022, and it was $4.61. $4.61. We still haven't made it to that. But yet everybody acts like it's the end of the world, you know? I mean, it would be even higher than that if Kamala Harris were president. So I think we need to maybe keep some things in perspective just a little bit. But anyway, I'll get into the Middle East stuff in a minute. I just want to mention one more thing about Democrats and their lawsuits. That's all they have. And I said that at the beginning of the Trump administration this time around. I said, here's what will happen. All Democrats are going to have, because they are not in power, they didn't have the majority in the House or the Senate, all they're going to have is the courts. And they've proven that they can and they will weaponize the courts and weaponize the legal system, literally filing lawsuits against everything, no matter how much it costs, which is great for the attorney industry. For the people in Washington, D.C., the attorneys in D.C. that handle these silly lawsuits about everything, they're getting filthy rich off of this. They love it. They love them some Democrats, because Democrats are the most lawsuit filingest people you'll ever meet. And an example of that, well, there's many examples. There's obviously the redistricting. There's the ballroom. Now there's a lawsuit filed to block the president from painting the reflecting pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial blue. That's right. So the reflecting pool in front of the Lincoln Memorial, everybody knows it, right? It's the pool that Jenny ran through. Jenny and Forrest Gump ran through in the movie. Remember, everybody? I feel like we've done a lot of Forrest Gump references lately. They're running through the pool. Jenny, Forrest! And they're running towards each other. And it's a beautiful scene, right? Well, that particular reflecting pool had not been taken the best. They've not been taken care of it. Much like the rest of Washington, D.C., it had been turned into quite the dump over the past few years. And so when Donald Trump showed back up, he's like, this is disgusting. Why are people not taking care of the reflecting pool? Why are people not taking care of D.C.? So he said, we're going to clean it up. We're going to clean it up. We're going to clean up the crime. We're going to clean it all up. Then they got to the reflecting pool. We got the big 250th anniversary coming up. He wants D.C. looking nice. There's going to be a lot of people there. I may even talk to the wife about us going up there around the 4th of July and partaking in the festivities. I think that'd be fun. So they decide they're going to paint it blue. And you can think about how beautiful that would look, right? You know, for those of you that are swimming pool people, you know how much better it looks for the bottom of your pool to be blue? Because it makes the water look blue, right? And so that's what they want to do. So they got to work, and they's painting it, and they getting after it. And then all of a sudden, a preservation group files a lawsuit to block the painting. They're just painting, okay? It says, quote, in the lawsuit, quote, the vivid blue coating will fundamentally alter the visual and experience. What's the word?
Experiential.
I want you to have the buzzer on standby, and every time I struggle with a word, hit the buzzer, please.
Gotcha.
I think it's going to help me if you do that. The experiential character of the pool and the broader Lincoln Memorial Grounds landscape. The new coloration will cause the pool to resemble a large swimming pool rather than the reflective civic landscape it was designed to be, distorting the experience of the site for the millions of visitors who come to it each year. Yeah, what a lawsuit. This is the same nonprofit group, by the way, that sued to stop the construction of the ballroom. So we're not talking about other groups getting involved. It's the same people who have more money than sense. Last month, the president announced he's renovating the filthy, his words, reflecting pool and said it will be colored American flag blue He said, you're going to end up with a beautiful, beautiful reflecting pool the way it's supposed to be. Much better than it ever was, actually. Trump's renovations cost an estimated $1.5 million. So they're suing because Donald Trump is spending $1.5 million.
It's a drop in the bucket for the government.
Which is a drop in the bucket, a drop in the reflecting pool, if you will. But here's what's ironic is the Obama White House did reflecting pool renovations, and you know how much it cost? $34 million.
Of course.
A
lot of people got paid that day.
I was reading through a New York Times article, and they were like, the Trump administration did a no-bid contract for the reflecting pool job to a company that did the pools at Mar-a-Lago. There's obviously a scam going on here. Actually, he already knows how good of a job they do. And two, he probably got a hell of a deal because I don't know if the New York Times knows this or not, but when Donald Trump is offering someone or a company a job, he is looking for the best price for the best job. He wants the job to be done right, but he's not going to do what government has always done and let companies overcharge them to hell and back. Because previous presidents and previous politicians say, well, it's not my money. Whatever you want, we'll pay for it. No big deal. I mean, most of us would be like, if you, John Burden, I would be the same way. If you were just living on somebody else's money for the rest of your life, if you had a guy over here who's a billionaire and he says, you know what? I don't want you to worry about money anymore. Whatever you need, just put it on my credit card. You're never going to look at another price tag.
No.
There's no point in looking at a price tag because it's not your money. And from what you're told by this individual, the money is unlimited.
Yeah. I mean, it's human nature. You can't get away from it.
No.
It's going to happen.
You're just going to spend what you want to spend. And that's the way politicians view your tax dollars. It's unlimited because you're going to keep paying those taxes. You're going to continue to be a good little peasant and have that money pulled out of your check. You're still going to be spending money at the store. You're still going to be taxed 3 different times for the same product. And the money, it's always going to be there. They ain't got nothing to worry about. And plus, they're only going to be there for so long, and when they're gone, they don't have to worry about it anymore. And that's why Barack Obama spent $34 million, but Trump spends $1.5 million. And, oh, my God, can you believe it? Can you believe it, spending $1.5 million? Do you know how many communists and comrades that could feed? How many immigrants could get sex changes with $1.5 million?
Okay, Andrew, I'm going to turn off my mic now because I'm really getting hot.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm really getting... I'm getting where I can...
Okay, yeah. Cut your mic off. We'll turn into Bird Hulk. He's starting to turn green. Which is what the reflecting pool looked like before we started painting the bottom of it. Ironically enough. 205-545-9950. Speaking of taking care of things involving water, Deep South Construction Pros. When I talk about deep, I mean you could end up in deep doo-doo if you don't get in touch with these guys. Basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation. Y'all know about it already. Talked to you about it 100 times over. You got to get this stuff taken care of. Why? Because of mold, because of mildew, because it makes your family sick. That stuff builds up in your basement. It ends up getting in your air vents. Y'all end up breathing it in, and then you're always sick, and you can't figure out why, and your doctor can't figure out why, because your doctor's not looking at your home. He's just looking at the fact that you're sick, and it becomes a whole big thing. And even worse than that, I mean, you could get some serious illnesses from breathing in things like black mold. So that's number one. Number two, the foundation issues that come along with that. They end up causing major problems. They cost you a lot of money to get fixed. And I don't want you in that position. Because as a homeowner, as you know there's a lot of responsibility. It's your biggest asset, and as your biggest asset, it comes with responsibility. This is one of them. So please, please, please consider calling these guys and at least getting them to check it out. Look at your foundation, look at your crawl space, your basement, and let them give you the advice on what you should be doing next. Maybe you do need something done, maybe you don't, but at least find out. Reach out to Deep South Construction Pros, and these guys will get you squared away. They're good people right here in Alabama, taking care of Alabama people. 256 is the number. 256 305 1854. That's 256 305 1854. Online, deepsouthconstructionpros.com. All right, here we go. The line, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. If you want to get in on the show, 205-545-9950. Bubba Rumble's on the line. Bubba, what's up, buddy? Hey, Bubba.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Bubba Rumble, the Hey Now base. Come in, over.
Hey now.
So
Hang out
anyway,
here.
heck of a show so far today. We covered everything from, geopolitical issues to pooping at McDonald's.
That's right.
Gipster repelling coffins, and Jay Bizzle exercising his sphincter on the air.
That's why you love this show, is it not?
That's why I'm here every dang day, cuz.
You never know what you're going to get.
You can't, and that's what makes it the number one talk show in America, in my opinion. And that's why the Hey Now Nation gathers here every day, so we can celebrate the non-cookie cutter talk show that people like us have to listen to.
That's right. Everything sounds the same until you tune into 99.5.
That's right. There ain't no show like this. So anyway, as far as Trump going to China goes, I like it from a foreign relations show of strength perspective, but I absolutely hate it from a security standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't like him going anywhere, honestly, especially out of the country. You hope and pray that Secret Service and all security detail is on their game. But also, I do say in a trip like this, China really beefs up their security as well, because the last thing they would ever want is a foreign leader to die at the hands of one of their nationals, because that would be an international incident, unlike anything we have ever seen.
Yeah, and I hope Trump's taking like some food analysis teams, and make sure to not eat at the Royal Palace, and probably should just take his own food and water, and not touch anything that they bring him, even if it is dishonorable.
Yeah, I'd take a lunchbox for sure. Just
Yeah,
have Melania pack your lunch, put a bologna sandwich in there, and make sure even go pick up some McDonald's and then pack it, and it'll make it to China. I mean, you can leave a McDonald's hamburger out for 17 years and it looks exactly the same when you check on it.
That's right. And they didn't hurt Trump at all. In fact, I seen something on the interwebs. This dude like 80 years old and eats Big Macs every day, and he's 80, just like Trump, and his doctors say he's in good health. So maybe Trump's onto something that we don't know. But I think they should just put like a little pop-up McDonald's on Air Force One.
They really should have an actual McDonald's employee, not just on Air Force One, but at the White House itself. Kind of like the ones you do you have at the malls. It's not very big. It's in the food court, but just it can be. You can have the regular White House mess hall, but then have a McDonald's.
Can you imagine being a private, and then the colonel calls you into the office? Yes, we're reassigning you to Washington D.C. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, oh really?" Said, "Yes, here's your uniform. It's a McDonald's."
You're the new general manager at McDonald's. You've worked your entire life, your entire military career, and you have reached the pinnacle of general manager.
As crazy as that sounds, it's really not too far out of the realm of reality, because out where I'm from, they got Edwards Air Force Base and have an open house every year. And you get to go out there and look at all the cool stuff and wander around. And within the hangars and the workplaces and stuff, they have little fast food restaurants in there.
Yeah.
They got Burger Kings and McDonald's in there. So,
it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Y'all pray for Trump on this trip. That's the one thing I would ask is just pray for the big man.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all.
All right, Bubba.
I'm out. Hey now.
Love you a long time. Hey now.
I know.
Hey now. Yeah, man, I'm with Bubba on that. I always get queasy when Donald Trump travels internationally. Even when they brought up the idea of him going to Pakistan, and I am like, there's no way I'm sending my president to Krapistan to go drink their nasty water and contaminated curry. Like, don't do it. Stay right here. As a matter of fact, don't even leave the White House. 205-545-9950. On the text line, let's see. Tony says, how many employees got laid off from Topgolf in Birmingham because of this economy and gas prices? What? How many people got laid off at Topgolf? I highly doubt that Topgolf, as big of a company as it is, was laying off people because of gas prices, but I don't know. I haven't seen anything about the employment rate at Topgolf. Ann says, we were there in October. It was filthy. It stunk, and there were various dead critters floating in the reflective pool. That's pitiful. That is pitiful. No wonder Donald Trump wants to clean it up, and no wonder Democrats don't want to clean it up. Jay says, what is JB's alter ego name for the Jawbone Jam?
I'll be revealing that for tomorrow. It'll be a very 90s type name.
Oh, so you're going to tell us tomorrow what the name is?
Yes.
Or do you want to wait and tell us Friday?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll wait until Friday.
All right. So Friday will be the big reveal. And I feel like we need to do something on Friday's show to get people excited about Jawbone Jam. Like, because here, in all transparency, and this is kind of a radio trick, when you have an event coming up, you will normally stick one of the hosts out at the event. So people that are on their way home are listening, and they're like, man, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I can remember many times listening to the radio years ago, and such host would be at a store or at a venue or at some sort of event that they were having after hours or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always think about, man, that sounds so much fun. I wish I could go to that, or maybe I would go. But it connects with people. Like, we as the line, we need to do something for people listening that makes them say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go to Jawbone Jam. Because all you have to do is go on Ticketmaster.com and buy your tickets. It takes you like 2 minutes to get tickets. But what can we do on Friday to get people excited and finally pull the trigger and say, all right, I'm going to go? Because if you haven't bought your tickets, you've got, time's running out.
If you can handle the bail money, what I can probably do is that night when Brother King gets ready to play Got No Shame, I will rush the stage, jump up there, knock the lead singer off, and do the song myself as my 90s character.
That's an idea, but that has nothing to do with the question that I posed.
Well, that would make people want to come. Okay.
No, I'm saying we have to do something during our show that for people listening to say to themselves, oh, man, that makes me really want to go. Not that we're going to do something, but we got to do something. If I could send you down to...
I could run naked down, Highway 31.
Yeah, that would be great. Or...
because I've got no shame. Oh, that's it.
The Got No Shame gimmick. We could... Well, it's going to be tough because I need somebody producing the show. But if I could find somebody to sit in, maybe Damien.
Mm-hmm.
Damien, who will be here, can produce for a couple segments while we send you, I got an idea.
Okay.
We send you to the first floor, and you go to the nail salon that's down there and inquire on getting your nails done.
Mm-hmm.
And just tell her, be like, hey, I want to get my nails done. I've got a date with, what's something that would be interesting? I got a date with a guy. And
what?
Okay, not a guy. I've got a date with a very pretty girl. Her name is Petunia, but she's AI. And so what I do is, and then you explain the whole thing. What I do is when we go out on a date, I take my tablet and I set my tablet up on the other side of the booth. And, I feed her and we eat and we discuss. And so you can explain to the nail tech that you got an AI girlfriend and that you need a manicure to
Or paint my nails.
paint your nails.
Yeah, but that'd probably be expensive.
Well, you don't have to go that far with it, but you can at least inquire on prices and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, and you heard about it. You heard about that nail shop from your AI girlfriend because you asked her, and you can even say, hey, I work in the building. I actually work upstairs. My AI girlfriend told me that there was a nail salon here. What do you think?
I think I could pull it off.
Okay.
As long as I don't get in trouble here.
And it's called the Got No Shame John Berg Goes to the Nail Salon.
And you know what? I can try out my AI glasses.
Yeah. Record it. Then we can put it on YouTube.
Yeah. So I can have my phone just like, because everybody carries their phone just kind of laying down.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be connected here and we could do it live.
Yeah, well, I can give you the mic. You got microphones.
Oh,
I
yeah,
got microphones.
yeah.
So all you got to do is put your microphone on you.
Yeah. And then I'll have my glasses that, maybe we can do for later as far as doing a video.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't have to. You can just have your phone in your pocket and you've got the mic on, so you don't necessarily. Well, I guess you could be. I could give you my AirPods. We could just hook my AirPods up to it. That way you can. Not only can we hear, but you can hear us and you can talk back to us.
Mm-hmm.
And if she asks, be like, yeah, I'm on the phone with my girlfriend. We'll be Petunia on the phone, and you're talking to your AI girlfriend when you're talking to her.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I need to plan this after hours.
But I mean, that seems like it would work, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I
would
mean-
think so, unless they got attitude and slap me.
Well, that would be even better.
No. What? No.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we'll talk more about it after hours.
Okay. We'll work on it.
But I think it would be good.
Oh,
And
my
she is an
gosh.
Asian lady.
Ah.
And it would be better if you talked to her in an Asian accent.
No.
And no, just tell her your mom was Asian.
No.
Your mom was from.
No, I'm not going to do it. No. No,
Your
that will
mom's from
ruin
China.
that will ruin the bit. I will tell her that I really find Asian women attractive.
Which is true.
Yeah, and you know what, Petunia, trust me, she can kiss my butt.
Oh.
I'll create an Asian AI
Okay,
girlfriend
that's
and have
fine.
some pictures.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That'll work. Because if you're on the AirPod too, then you can still use your phone and show her pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just Google Asian girl pictures. But make sure they're like in swimsuits and lingerie. And make sure you tell her you're really into tummies. Asian tummies.
Now, I don't want to get hit with
You're not going to get
sexual
hit.
harassment.
No.
No, here you're doing that bull crap again.
No,
Here you go.
no,
It's
no.
not gonna be. Oh no. Mr. Back up when things get tough.
Yeah,
You
does
leave
it?
me out to die.
Does it count as sexual harassment if it's against somebody that doesn't work here?
Yes, because it's going on the airwaves.
Oh,
So I mean, I can say that I'm attracted to Asian girls. Let me show you a picture.
okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Unless I have to tell her we're on the air.
John Bird's got no shame. John Bird goes to the nail salon. That's perfect. Now we got to figure out which room it's in, but
Yeah, and I'll be able to say the name of it. I can just say it like why, while I'm there, so they can get free advertising. Because I bet they do great work.
nail salon near me. Let me see. I want to know the name of it. I guess if I go to the map, can you put in Google nail salon with our, what is it, Goodwood Crest Drive? Let me see here. If I zoom in, nah, it doesn't give me anything. We'll figure it out. But that's going to be a way to remind people to go to Jawbone Jam, even though it has nothing to do with Jawbone Jam, except for not having any shame. Don't forget your microphone there, John Bird.
Hey, Richard, hold tight, brother.
Don't forget your microphone, John Bird. 205-545-9950. As you hear, Richard the Cop's on the line, so let's go ahead and grab him. Richard, what's up, bud?
think I know which one you're talking about. It's right down the hill over there across what used to be a closed Shoney's, a little shopping center.
You're chopping up, Richard. Do you got?
It's down there. It's down
you
the
go.
hill from you. In a shopping center across from what used to be a old.
No, this one's actually in our,
building.
Yeah, this one's actually on the on the
Okay,
first
wrong
floor.
one.
Yeah,
John, did they do the happy ending there too?
it's possible. I think that's what we're trying to find out.
No, we're not trying to find out. I don't want to get fired. Why are you trying to get me fired?
We're not going to find out. But the reason we know is because I pulled up one day and I could see into the window that there was this blue light, and there was a hand under a light and a little Asian lady doing nails. And that was, what was that, a couple weeks ago? I had no idea there was a nail salon in here. But we rent this place out to a bunch of people, so we occupy the top floor, and then they rent out the rest of it.
Got a question. You know how Leland gives everybody prison names when these political people go to prison?
Say that again. Sorry, you're chopping up.
You know how Leland gives everybody prison names when these big political people go to jail?
Yeah.
Can we start calling Satanji Jackson Satanji Brown Jackass?
Yeah. Ketanji Brown Jackass. I like that. That's a good one.
That would really work. I will be out of pocket one day next week having some, well, I consider it minor surgery. You probably wouldn't. Yeah, I get a partial toe amputation on one of my toes.
Oh, jeez. Is that gonna affect your, like, do you have to relearn how to walk and all that?
No, okay. Look at your index finger, Andrew.
Okay.
You see how you got the little joint markings, right?
Yeah.
So my second toe on my right foot has just a little osteomyelitis in the very tip of it, and he's going to step in just the very tip. It's going to be a one-day surgery, in, out, sew it up, send me home. And so he said, I asked him, of course, first question on my mouth now is, how long am I not going to be able to drive for my job? And he goes, well, 2 weeks, but you didn't hear this from me. 1 week, just be careful. And he called an attorney's name. I said, yeah, I understand. So I did, I've been through this twice when I was in Oklahoma on the other foot, and on the left foot, this is my gas pedal brake foot. But, when they put me in that post-surgery shoe that's kind of like a big sandal that has Velcro on it, I'll be back out in the car in 8 days.
You know what we should do is, after it gets healed up, we'll send you to the nail salon as well, and you can ask for a pedicure on all 9 of your toes.
Oh, it'll be, hold on, it'll be 8.5 toes, because I've got 2 half toes on the left foot.
Oh, wow.
It's a situation where I should have been seeing the podiatrist, because when you're diabetic, you don't cut your nails. You're not supposed to cut your own nails. And I had an ingrown nail that caused this. It wasn't because of my blood sugar. My blood sugar's 5.74 this last time, about 3 days before that. So I know that my lab work is great, but it's just a matter of going in, snipping it off. My wife's like, I'm sorry you had to go through this. I said, hell, if you didn't have to come and I could drive home, I'd tell you to go to work.
Yeah.
This is usual stuff. They're not taking it off up to my knee, and they're not taking off my whole foot. It's like cutting up. I don't never have to cut that toenail again. I promise you.
Yeah.
But just a matter of things, So John may know what it's like to get old. But y'all have a good day.
All right.
I'm going to get up here and handle some more bodies. I'm going to make a pickup.
All right, Richard. Appreciate you, buddy. I should have asked Richard if he's coming to Jawbone Jam.
Yes.
I don't know what he's got going on with his phone as of late. It's been the last few phone calls have been like that. I don't know if it's a Bluetooth deal or what, but we gotta get that figured out. By the way, just hearing that Dr. Marty McCary is out as the FDA commissioner. He is resigning. I am not sure what the story on that is. Says he resigned on his plan. He announced his plans to resign. FDA Commissioner of Food Kyle Diamantis will lead the agency in an acting capacity. Blah, 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 blah. This comes after, wasn't it the FDA that lifted a ban on flavored vapes? On like candy or fruit flavored vapes, should I say?
I think so.
Yeah. That was the FDA, I would assume. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it's that big of a deal. That just happens. I mean, people come and go, and I don't know that there's any kind of backstory to it other than he's just moving into another role, maybe in the private sector. We'll see. 205-545-9950. I want to talk about the global, international part of, as we were talking about Iran and gas prices and everything else. We got a big win out of Venezuela, also the UAE getting involved in the fight, all of that and more coming up. All right, here's Trump getting ready to head out to China. And he's in front of the White House taking questions from reporters. Let's dip into that live.
Economy and price of oil.
It's going to be a positive. We're going to have a very good meeting. I spoke with President Xi. We both look forward to the meeting. It's going to be great.
Mr. President, what is going to be your red line to end the ceasefire for you? What will it take to pull the plug?
Well, we're going to see, and we'll be thinking about it on the flight, and we'll be thinking about it for the next little while. But we've beaten their military very soundly. That's over with. The blockade is very effective. It's been 100% effective. And one way or the other, it's going to work out very well. It's going to work out very well. I think you're going to have so much oil, you're going to have a gusher of oil like you've never had before. So when oil goes up a little bit, I thought it would go up much more. If you go back 3-4 months ago, when we were contemplating, we assumed oil would go much higher. Yesterday it was at $99. And if you think about it, I would have taken that all day long because it's very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They will not have a nuclear weapon. They know that. They've agreed to that. And then that's not what they said to me when it came to pay. We don't play games. They're not going to have a nuclear weapon.
Mr. President, you promised to bring inflation down. It's now at its highest level in 3 years. Are your policies not working? What's happening?
Policies are working incredibly. If you go back to just before the war, for the last 3 months, inflation was at 1.7%. Now, we had a choice. Let these lunatics have a nuclear weapon. If you want to do that, then you're a stupid person, and you happen to be. I mean, I know you very well. Anybody that wants them to have a nuclear weapon is a stupid person. So we said we're going to take the greatest stock market in history, and we're going to go down a little bit. And actually, that turned out to be incorrect, because our stock market is now at the highest point in history, which frankly surprised a lot of people. It's a very simple message. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, and that's 100%. Their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, their radar is gone, their leaders are gone. They're all gone. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon.
Are you ready to extend a waiver on tax Russian oil to ease the global food crisis?
We're going to do whatever is necessary, and as soon as this war is over, which will not be long, you're going to see oil prices drop, and you're going to see a stock market, which is already at the highest point in history, go through the roof. You're going to see the golden age of America, frankly, and you're seeing it now. So as soon as this is over, don't forget, you have hundreds of ships that are loaded up with oil that want to come out. As soon as they come out, we're going to have a gusher of oil, and you're going to have inflation that goes way down. Now, with all of this, inflation is much lower than it was under Biden. Biden had the highest inflation in the history of our country. Inflation is nothing by comparison, but our inflation is just short term. Because if you go from just before the war, we were for the last 3 months 1.7%. And now what you have is, as soon as this war is over, you're going to see inflation go down to probably 1.5%.
Your message is right. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Mr. President, yesterday you said you gave the Kurds arms for the security for themselves. A U.S. military official said that the Kurds have not received any arms, and the Kurdish political parties are denying receiving any arms.
The officials are wrong.
Your message is Chinese people, sir. I'm the summit.
We have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. Double the size. You are not a smart person. Right over here. Wait a minute. Right over here. And based on a lot of things that have happened over the last year, we doubled the size of the ballroom. So we're going to have a ballroom that's appropriate for the White House. We doubled the size. The ballroom now is ahead of schedule, and it's a little bit under budget, depending on the finishes that we use.
Does the president of Cuba have his days numbered?
Well, they're not doing well. Cuba is not doing well. It's a failed nation, and we'll be talking about Cuba at the right time.
Mr. President,
Let me ask you about Venezuela. Some Venezuelans are concerned that there are some political prisoners still in their prison. Would you do something about that? Are you concerned?
We're going to get them all out. And I'll tell you what, Delphi's doing a great job. The people of Venezuela are thrilled with what's happening. They can't even believe it. They're dancing in the streets. And as you know, we have Exxon, we have Chevron, we have all of the big companies going in. And Venezuela now is making more money than they've made in the last 25 years.
And the political prisoners,
as you know, they let a lot of the political prisoners out, and the rest will be coming.
Thank you.
Did you ask Marty McCary to resign, sir? Or did you fire your FBI
Well, I don't want to say, but Marty's a great guy. He's a friend of mine. He's a wonderful man, and he's going to be off. And the assistant, the deputy, is taking over temporarily until we find him. Everybody wants that job. It's a very important job. Marty's a terrific guy, but he's going to go on, and he's going to lead a good life. having some difficulty, but he's going to go on and he's going to do well. Everybody wants that job.
You're listening to Talk 99.5 WZRR Birmingham. Got to wrap this up. Take the top of the hour here. But we'll keep our eye on that. I love the fact that he's calling reporters stupid and dumb. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside when he does that. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. All right, so let's hit it, baby. Coming back with hour number 4. And still got a lot to get to. Venezuela, Iran, the UAE, and much, much more on this Tuesday edition.